Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. And and not to to toot your horn so much, because that's what I'm gonna do. But I learned that from guys like you. Watching your career over the years, man, and you know, definitely the Jays. You yourself, you've always been a people person and down to earth and regular. And I learned from people like you. You know what I mean? Because when I met you, it was almost like, man, this is not only is this guy a star, but he's a guy that you would run into him on the corner in Cleveland. You know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
at the gas station. You know what I'm saying?
Totally. That's the way you come across, Mike. Now, I watch you. I watch you when you're mingling with your guys. I watch you when you're in the neighborhood talking to the older people.
Yeah.
I watch when you're in your cars and all that stuff, man. And I just say, well, Mike has never left the. Now, tell me this. Now, you were in California. Are you back in Indianapolis now?
Well, you know what? People ask me that all the time. I never left Indianapolis.
Oh, really?
No, I've always had a home here in Indianapolis, and I've always had a home in LA. Well, I've lived in LA for 15 years, and before I lived in LA for 15 years, I lived in New York for 10 years. So I've always went back and forth, but I've always had uh, a solid ground in my hometown, because I've always felt like, in this business, I think that what's healthy for me and what's healthy for my sanity is I have to live two separate lives, man.
Absolutely. Like I tell people all the time, that Eddie Levert you see on the stage is not that Eddie Levert when he's
Oh
around.
no.
And so you have to sort of separate that. Now, since you bring that up,
Yeah.
now being a a do you really feel like, because you are, do you really feel that you are a movie star? Yeah, I mean, I mean,
You know
because
what I mean?
you are that. Now, know that you are that.
You know what? I leave that to the fans. Whatever a fan think about me, I'm gonna get that to them. I'm gonna let them believe that. But I'm a remain to myself who I know I am, that outside of uh, my accolades and my success. I try to I try to be a good dad. I try to be a good husband. I try to be a good friend. Those are the things that I've been working on over the years of trying to put number one. You know,
Yes, yes, absolutely,
you know
man.
what I'm saying, and it ain't been easy. It ain't been easy
No,
because
not because you look. It's hard to separate the two, and from time to time you get caught up in it, and you have to say to yourself, I still want to be a good father. I want to be a good friend. I want
yeah,
to be able for people to approach me. I want them
yeah,
to feel like I feel like I'm better than them, because I'm not. Because just as just as they will bleed, I will bleed. And
right,
that my father used to tell me, man, that your name and the person you are will go much farther than you will ever go.
wow.
And you
Your
know,
name and who you are as a person.
that's right. That's right, man. I now during the pandemic and the quarantine, man, I saw you skating. I mean, you did the TikToks, all the living room. You be skating from the hall down to the living room, down to the kitchen, and all the.
I kept trying to get him to do it, but
No, you weren't trying to get Pops on the skates, was you?
he was like, if I get on something.
That's right. No, because I was envying you, man. Making the best of this pandemic thing now. was that a release for you? Was that some way that you was able to help you get through the quarantine and all of that, man?
Yeah, you know what, man? I actually was looking at it. I was actually how I ended up skating is I got a man cave. So uh, a lot of times, me and my wife, we were stuck in the house together, with the kids or whatever. And, you know, during this pandemic, everybody got a chance to get on each other's nerve at some point.
I second that move.
You know what I mean?
When is it time for me to move out?
When is it time, huh? Yeah, man. So, huh?
I can't take it.
Couldn't take it, huh?
I mean, but that was a release for you?
It was, and actually, like I said, I think I was getting on my wife's nerves at times, kids' nerves or whatever. We trapped in the house. We weren't going nowhere but back to the grocery store, back to the house. And I was down there playing some music, and I put on the skates one time, and I got to rolling around. I said, oh, man, I'm about to turn this into a skate ring. And I actually was losing a lot of weight. I was losing pounds of doing it.
Oh, wow. And so it was working out, keeping your weight down and all of that, right?
You know what I mean?
Look, man, I was swimming pool. I was keeping my weight down and all of that. And all of a sudden, the swimming pool sprung a leak, and I couldn't get in. It was, and it was a release for me, and it was away from me my wife would never.
Hey, man, you know what? My kids and my wife, everybody, them, they say, and that was funny how you said that earlier today. You said, I'm not the same Eddie as I am on the stage. And then that's what my kids sometimes, they say, dang, Daddy, why come you can't be nice like you are on the stage? You're too serious. My kids said I'm mean around the house. I said, hey, man, y'all gotta put a laugh track or something in here. Let me hear some laughs and stuff. Make me say.
look like I feel like I ain't nothing to sing about. What are you?
No, this is how he does me. I'll come in his room. I'll be like, hi, Daddy. He's like, hi, are you?
Hey, I'm the same way.
Don't you see? I'm watching.
Yeah, because movie fest, Mike. All of you. Since we talk about movies.
Yeah.
You've worked with a lot of great people, man. I know you and Ice Cube and Chris Tucker and all of that, and I mean you've done things with Bruce Willis, Beyonce, and all of these people. Now tell me this: it had to be a pleasure just working with these people, but tell me, what was the most stressful part? Was it learning your lines, or do you still improvise are you still able to improvise when you're working with these people?
That's a good question, Eddie. And that's a question a lot of people don't know. The thing about the movie business, and you understand that because we've been on the set together, man. We've been in a movie together ourselves, man. Depending on the director, it really depends on how much freedom he'll give you into doing that. Now, a lot of times you get on certain productions with producers, directors, writers, they want to hear their words.
Yeah, absolutely.
They want you to say everything on that script. And a lot of times, man, I've been fortunate enough to meet a lot of directors who understood how to use me, as an actor. you know, a
Yeah.
lot of times you get hired, and a director, he knows of you and knows of your work, but he's not really focusing on, now I know Mike, I know what he do. How can I use him,
To
you
get
know,
the things that I need, right?
to get the things that I need?
Well, see, I've seen you in the different genres, you know, like that pimp thing you played in
Oh.
I
Oh
couldn't,
man,
I
I was
couldn't,
like,
I
if I
couldn't.
didn't know him, I almost would not liked him. Oh,
I
I
couldn't.
did my job then if you didn't like me.
he was sitting there like, he did too good of a job.
The mic went all the way back to the neighborhood to get this one.
Hey.
His partners. I know he was talking about the cats that's in the hood. He really fed on them real good.
Hey, you know what?
It was incredible.
Yeah, you know hey, well, you know, and that's the thing, you know. And I mean, if you look at that role, and you look at the first movie that I did, which was Next Friday, when I was playing Day Day.
Yeah.
Those were two different people.
Yeah.
Well,
And you know, that's the thing about that's the art of acting, man, is that, you know, you have to commit to it. And if your job and if your role calls for you to make people not like you, you got to go there, you
yeah.
know.
Is that hard to do, Mike? I mean, was that do you have to really research the character? You have to live that character. You have to remake yourself to be that person.
Well, you know what, Eddie, man, I've been fortunate enough, man. You know, a lot of people don't know. You know, you from the Midwest. It's always been streets first for me.
Yeah.
You know, always been the streets first for me, and that's where I draw from. I draw from my experiences of living in the hood. I draw from, I mean, I got a million characters that I've seen in my lifetime that I could always draw from, whether they were criminals, the mailman, a lawyer, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely, Mike. Absolutely. Well, you know, because though that, in other words, like I tell people, when you're acting, you gotta almost become that person. You gotta probably lose who you are, but keep that. But you're still able to keep that little element of Mike Epps in there, so
Yeah,
that everybody can know that it's you, right?
right.
I mean, and that's when you're a good actor. That's when you have transcend. You're able to put yourself in those situations, like
Right.
Sam Jackson, yourself. Y'all are able to do that and become like my man Jamie Foxx. Y'all are able to keep yourself alive while playing that person.
Right.
Is that hard to do? Like,
It is. I mean, you know, I give the glory to God, man. It's such a gift, and you know, I'm humbly grateful to be able to do that because, like I said again, it's hard to take you out of who you are and to become someone else. You
yeah,
know what I mean? And,
absolutely.
and I didn't like playing like certain characters that I've played. I didn't necessarily like playing them. You know what I mean? And and I and I always said to myself, I said, you know, you think actors are actors in movies. If you watch people in their normal lives, people take on characters in their normal lives.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely, man. They're acting it out too.
They acting it out too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They just ain't getting paid for it, and they, you know, it lead them in another direction. But uh, 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 I learn from people, man. I learn how to act. I learn how to create characters from normal people. And I stay rotating and stay in line with normal people in my normal life. You know, because that's where I draw my art from. You know what I mean? I got to ear hustle, I got to watch, I got to observe. I have to, you know, I have to do all of that. So when it's time for me to talk to the people, Eddie, they look like I'm talking to them. You know what I mean? Like, oh
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. Now tell me this, Mike. Now, when did you know that you wanted to be a comic? I mean, now living in Indianapolis, and and all that they're about is race cars and racers. You know
Yeah.
what? So, uh, when did you come to the realization that you wanted to be a comic?
Man, you know what? I've always been a little extra weird, and I never really fit in. I never fit in, man. My whole life I've never really, I might have looked like I did, but I never really fitted in, you know, in nothing. You know what I mean? I tried to play sports, you know. I mean, like, you know, I didn't really never fit in. So comedy was comedy was like the best thing that I could grab onto and be myself and be safe. Where I felt like I feel fearless when I'm funny.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I
That,
mean?
that
And
guy.
when I learned that young, I learned that real young. When I get cut off of, when I get cut off of basketball teams, and you know, I didn't get to be a kingpin like I wanted to be. I wanted to be a kingpin one time.
So you, so, so
Did
you,
none of that work, man, for me.
well, tell me this now, Mike. Now, do you write your own jokes?
Oh yeah, I write my own joke. It's not cause I want it to be that way, but I just can't tell somebody's joke who wrote it for me. Now, if we all kicking it right here, you know what I'm saying, and you say something that's real clever and funny, I might take that and add it on to something. If you're not a comic, if you're a comic, I'm not gonna do that. But it's
Yeah.
all fair game.
In other words, your jokes are about real life situations.
Yeah.
You you feed on when you're around regular people and they say something to you that you think is funny. You're able to take it and expound on it.
Come on, Eddie. Hey, Eddie, I'm only doing what you do in music, man. You've been doing this for years, man.
That's right. Absolutely. Well, that's the only way. That's the only way you can really relate to your public is you got to write about real live situations. Now, tell me this. Now, if you have already got your jokes planned out and you're getting ready to go on stage,
Yeah.
and something, do you improvise doing your comic show?
Oh yeah. You know, that's where I get my real diamonds at is when I can say something off the cuff that is just it comes to me right in the moment. You know, I might have something set and planned, but when I'm into it and I'm grooving, like you do, like I done seen you singing some songs, and you will get so into it, you will just fall on your knees, Eddie. Pow! He be on his knees.
Well, right. 'Cause but I've seen you, and I know that sometimes when I see you doing your comic show, and I know
You
when
could tell I'm improvising.
huh?
You could tell that I'm improvising.
Yeah, I know when you're just going for it. I know when you just caught the moment, when you've gotten in a moment and something sparked you to go off the books. You're
Right.
going you're going for what you just saw, what you've heard, and
Yes, sir.
I, I I think those are the great moments, and those are when comedians are at their greatest. You know what I'm saying? Now, speaking of greatness, now, I've been waiting on you to play Richard Pryor, man.
Yeah.
Now, what has happened with that? Where I've been holding my breath, man. What are y'all doing? Why y'all like this?
Well, you know what? That Richard Pryor thing is it's really, really delicate. It's really special, man. You know, I've been telling this story for years, but I went to see Richard Pryor before he passed away. Maybe in about, I want to say 2002, something like that, almost 20 years ago. You know, I went up there to see him, and I was supposed to do the movie. He picked me to do the movie, and you know, he passed away. And for whatever family politics Richard Pryor had with his wife and his kids and lawyers, you know, it's a whole big story, man. I have nothing to do with, you know. I'm just an actor, and every time his name came up, my name came up, which was flattering to me, period. I don't never have to do his movie, you know, but just the fact that my name even came up with his was an honor. But the politics of it with his wife and I mean, man, they've been announcing Richard Pryor's movie for years.
Yeah, man. I know.
With different people. The man already did his life story.
Yeah, right.
JoJo Dancer.
He sure did. Well, you're absolutely right, because see, I knew Richard. I've been in his company.
Man, I knew you knew that. Come on with it, man.
He was really a introvert. He was really not. He was really a serious person. But he lived in the moment. He was almost like you. That's why he was so good, because he could take things from right there.
He was an introvert, huh, Eddie?
Very introverted. You know what I'm saying? But when he got on stage, you could hardly tell it, because he was caught in the moment, and he was really a very
serious guy.
Really, really very serious guy. Now, I understand what you're saying when you say the politics of it, because going through that with my sons, Gerald and Sean, and dealing with the lawyers and the courts and that stuff, man. They get in the way of the creativity, don't they, man?
They do, man. And you know what? And it's about it's about love. It's about, you know, that's like nobody could fight your kids about who you are and what you were.
That's right.
Nobody can fight your wife. Nobody can fight these people about you, you know, or fight you about your kids. And, you know, but that's the politics. That's how Hollywood is. And nobody knows until they know, you know?
Yeah, well, see, they don't really understand that this is about managers. This is about their family. This is about lawyers. And see, all of these people have an opinion. And it's when you're talking about doing business, everybody got an opinion.
Everybody.
In the negotiation, and I want my part.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it becomes
And at the end of the day, they lost the biggest part that they could ever have. None of the money or none of that the kids and then his wife and all of them is fight. That ain't gonna do nothing for them. You know, I think the best thing that we could have done for Richard was lived his name in an honorable way and kept remembering him the right way. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because all that other come apart, people forget about that. They start talking about they fighting over Richard and, you know, all that stuff.
That is not my fight. I don't,
You know what I'm saying? I'm just an actor.
I'm just trying to I'm just trying to do my part. I'm just trying to, they want me to do a part. I'm just playing a part in this.
That's it, man.
Nothing else to do with, this is all these people in the background who are thinking that the money gets in the business, sometimes get in the way of the creativity.
That's right.
Business get in the way of the negotiation. Sometimes the business gets in the way of the friendship and the love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. That ain't nothing. Don't none of that shit mean nothing, man. You know what I mean? Like you said, it's about love. It's about what the love is, man. You know, that's what I'm learning. You know, that's why we got to do another video. We got to do another start video.
They don't know, man. You did that shit starter video. They need to go on YouTube and look and watch this. Me and Mike did this. This was too long ago.
I've been looking for a clip of it. I cannot find a clip of it to post on I want to post it.
It's on. You can get it on YouTube, Mike.
I tried to get it. I couldn't get it off of there.
Well, I'll get it to. We'll get it to you. I'll get it to you, man.
Yeah, tell Niecy to send it to y'all, man. Tell Mike and them. Y'all send that to me, man.
Speaking of movies, my sister's gonna get me if I don't ask you this. When are we gonna get a new Friday movie?
Well, you know what? I talk to my man Cube all the time, and right now, Universal, which is Universal Studios, they bought the catalog from New Line Cinema, which was the original studio that did the movie. And like Cube said, for some reason, they just don't want to do the movie again. You know, it's as much money as that movie make, and as much money that it's gonna make, it's like, I don't understand it. Again, that's some politics that I just don't understand. Why would y'all not want to make another Friday movie? These movies make hundreds of millions of dollars, like Fast and the Furious.
The suits is in the way.
Yeah.
Once again, like we say, the business, the lawyers and the people. Look, the people who don't want to see black production, like in meeting.
Too black, too strong.
Yes, absolutely. In the meeting queue, like if y'all ever do it, man, just tell him I need to be in there just before I die. I want to be.
Hey Eddie, look here, baby. You ain't going nowhere, man. You looking younger and younger every time I see you, baby. We ain't even gonna put that in the air, player. You looking, hey man, so many that went before you, baby. You ain't going nowhere, player.
That's what I say.
Listen,
you got a life sentence, baby.
Listen now, since now you're into producing and directing your own TV show,
yeah.
And you're working with how's that working for you, Mike? How's that? Is that like another whole nother career?
Eddie, I'm like I said, man. With the whole pandemic thing, man, it's been really, really rough. You know, I lost my parents in December, back to back.
I'm sorry to hear that, Mike.
Of 2020.
Oh man.
From COVID. You know what I mean? So last year was a hard one, man. It was the hardest time of my life, and it's taken me so long to get to come to peace with it. But to show you how God worked, I've been getting so many blessings, and so many things have happened for me since then. And I mean, I got a TV show with Wanda Sykes on Netflix now.
I watched all the episodes.
You watched it?
I'm waiting for season 2.
Hey, I'm waiting on them to say I can do one. No, we coming back with another 2. So you know, Eddie, I'm just like I said, man. It's been raining, it's been storming, and now I can see some sun coming out with this TV show, and to work with Wanda Sykes, and we got Kim Fields, legendary Kim Fields from Facts of Life, and what's the other movie? I mean, Living Single.
Yes, right, Tootie. What? Tell me this number.
He called it Tootie. He know what a Tootie.
I'm you tell I
boy, you silly boy.
well, let me now dig this now. I have been a fan of Wanda Sykes for so long, man. I mean, this is a funny lady. How is it to work with the GOAT, man? I call her the GOAT because she's been around so long, and her timing and her jokes and her and the way she's able to jump right in there. She's just a funny lady.
Oh yeah.
Is it working with her, man?
Well, you know what, man? Wanda Sykes might be y'all cousin. Y'all know y'all all look Chinese a little bit. Y'all all look Chinese. You, your wife, your daughter, Wanda, all y'all, you know, it's a group of black people that's Asiatic, you know what I mean? She's part of the Asiatic.
It's actually really funny that you said that because in the show, her name is Lucretia, and we actually do have a cousin named Lucretia.
Y'all didn't.
but tell me, man, is she that funny? Like,
is. Hey man, Wanda Sykes is, and I ain't just saying this because if I wanted to say it another way, I would say it another way, but she's all that in a bag of chips, man.
Yeah, she's gotta be.
She's down to earth, and she's, you know, one thing about Wanda, she is, when it comes to timing, she is, I mean, man, impeccable timing.
Yes, impeccable.
She has that style of comedy and that timing that, man, we just don't see that no more. It ain't here. You can't find it.
But she's from that like Bill Cosby, Richard Pryor, Red Foxx era. She's one of those kind of people.
Yes.
I mean, she brings it every time, and it's like she's living it in that moment.
Right.
Like it's part of her. That's who she is. I mean, I've enjoyed this lady. I mean, so many times. She's just, and I don't think they've ever given her. And no, she's big. She's gotten her proper, but I don't think she should have been big as Lucille Ball or one Ellen DeGeneres. Or they should have given her own show. Should have had it, because
she's one of those. She's one of those ones, Eddie. You know, she's one of us, man. She's you know, this business can require you to be a certain way to be noticed for certain things, you know, and when you're natural, when you're doing it from a natural place, sometimes the accolades and the glitz and the glamour, it can overshadow you.
Yes.
Because the world and the game is so based off of an illusion that a person that creates an illusion could look like they have more and done more, which they could get out more opportunities, but are they the real deal? No. But yeah, this business right here, man, it takes somebody 20 years to find out they done cheated the whole business and they not really talented. They've been lip syncing and all kind of other you know, and when you're really good and it comes from the heart and it's true, you end up becoming a late bloomer in it and you know, and you end up lasting forever, man, like yourself.
Yeah, well, see, that's who Wanda is. And also I can't go without saying that Kim Fields has done her bit too, man. So you got two great people that you're able to work with on a regular. That now Kim being in what is it was it
She was Regine.
yeah.
She was Regine, yeah.
They're the same. Then she was Tootie.
She was Tootie first.
She was Tootie first.
Yeah.
She was Tootie first.
You tell her I remember.
Nah, everything is old to him.
Hey, man.
But I mean, working with Kim and then she this has got to be a joy for you, man. Because
It is, man, to have grown up and what I mean, it's almost unreal because I didn't know I was gonna be in show business when I was watching her on TV. You know, I'm sitting there as a kid watching Facts of Life and watching her on In Living Single, and then, you know, to be sitting in a casting room and watched her come in, and I'm like, man, that's Kim Fields. and I'm working with her, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Mike. Yeah.
And that's a whole nother appeal versus me being a fan of somebody that I didn't grow up watching.
Tell me this, now, Mike.
Yes, sir.
Do y'all improvise a lot on the up shows?
Oh yeah. Because Wanda and Regina Hicks, the head of the show, she's the head of the showrunner. They put it on paper. They put the funny on paper, and a lot of the times, like I said, when it's on paper and it's good, you don't even need to improv.
So in other words, the writing is really good. It's really, and now she's involved in a lot of the writing.
Oh yeah, well Wanda's the show creator, executive producer, and Wanda's has got on all the hats. I'm an executive producer and the star of the show. And Wanda is the creator of the show, the executive producer of the show, and one of the stars on the show. So she's got three hats on this show right here. She's done a great job, man.
And she's really hands on. But I think
hands on.
I think the humor is off the thing. I really enjoy it. Y'all killing me.
Hey, Eddie, you got to do me one solid, man. You and your daughter got to come on my show one day, man. Y'all got to, I got a mechanic shop on the show, right?
Yeah.
And I fix on people's cars. I got to mess y'all car up one day, and y'all got to come in the shop and cuss me out.
You got it, baby. You got it. Listen, tell me this now. What's next for Mike Epps?
You know what? Right now I'm back on the road, preparing myself to do my next stand-up special. I always do my stand-up specials. I'm about 3 or 4 years since the last one. It's time for me to do a new stand-up special. I have another film coming out that I put together. I partnered up with Deon Taylor. This is the second installment of Meet the Blacks. It's called The House Next Door with me and Cat Williams.
Oh, man. Oh, man. I love this. That is going to be off the chain, baby.
Cat is from Ohio. That's your man.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. My guy, that's look, I think if they would just, they ain't giving him his
I know what you're saying. Hey, but you know what, though? Like I said, Eddie, he ain't going nowhere, man. You're going to see a whole lot come and go, and we still going to be here. That's just how we get down.
I love this guy, man. Mike, I mean, I almost love him as much as I love you. But see,
Oh man, it's all good. You unk, man. You unk to us. We stand in whatever order you want us to stand in with you, Eddie.
I think he's the funniest. This boy here.
Natural.
I mean, pimped down, baby. He's been
Natural.
that's my oh man. And he gotta be making that stuff up on the fly.
And he's the real deal.
That's right. I love it, man. So you're doing the blacks?
Yes, called Meet the Blacks. It comes out June the 11th. So I want everybody that's on here now to mark your calendar. June the 11th, Meet the Blacks, the house next door. We got Cat Williams in it. Me and Cat is starring in it, but we got Little Duval, we got Snoop Dogg, Rick Ross, Brisha Webb. So it's star-studded.
That's the first one, so I know this is gonna be especially when you had me rolling when you told I think was it Mike Tyson, you told him he looked like a pit bull with a
with a perm.
yeah. Mike, man, it's good seeing you, man.
Man, it's good to see you, man.
It's good. I mean, I'm happy for you and your success, and I hope that everything just keeps flowing for you, man. And
Thank you, Eddie.
Family is fine.
Yes, sir.
All of that. And
everybody's doing good, man.
And may God continue to keep blessing you, man. And remember when she was a baby, huh?
Yep. And call us when you want us to do the
show. That's a done deal, man. That's a done deal. You don't understand how inspiring you and your daughter is to fathers and daughters out there to have their own show and to interact the way y'all do, man. We love y'all. The Black community love y'all for that. And it's beautiful, man. Keep doing it. Eddie, you've been giving us great music and entertainment forever, man. Keep giving it to us. And I love you, man. Thank you for inspiring me and being a role model, man. I appreciate you and love you, man.
I love you, Mike, and thank you for coming on. Y'all, thank you for coming on here, man.
Thank you. Thank everybody, man. To get a wife, I love too, man. Give Miss Levert, I love too.
Let's see them hearts for Mike. Get up there.